It's me, RachaelLyn, and today's Financial Friday is setting up my October budget. I am really sorry if I look really tired. That's because I am. It has been a long couple of days at school. So anyway, let's just jump into setting up my October budget. I am starting with a completely clean budget. I have a couple notes over here just so that I don't forget a few things. But as you can see, everything is just empty, it's clean, it's ready to go. Now I'll get more into this next week, but you can see that I am actually putting $557.45 towards my sinking funds this year. And so I'm going to go ahead and allocate all of that money. My original plan was only $309.53, so I'm really excited to put extra money towards that. So I have notes over here to look at so that I don't forget anything, because like I said, I'm really tired and I don't want to forget something. So over here I have already put in where I would be starting based on what I spent or what I added from last month. So I'm just going to fill in like the extra money, I think, that I need to fill in. So I'm not really sure, like these amounts are not what I expected them to be. So I guess I already did part of that, but I'm not sure. Okay, so my car insurance is going to stay the same. It always does. I paid car insurance last month, so I am starting this month at $100. My gifts, I spent a little bit of money on gifts. It was my assistant's birthday, and she definitely deserved something, so I spent a little bit of money, but I'm actually going to put that money back in there plus some. So I'm actually going to take this up to $500. This gets me like a month ahead, so instead of like ending my gifts budget in December when Christmas is, it will actually be full at the end of November, which gives me like a little bit of time before Christmas to like actually get my Christmas shopping done. If you hear the fan on my computer, I apologize. I know it's really loud, but my computer's really old, so I'm sorry about that. Next up is my dues and racing license. Racing license is once a year. My dues is for being in the union for working at Churchill Downs and Keeneland racetracks, and I did have to pay dues, and I paid $63. I don't know. I'm just going to fill it back up. You can see here I actually put it back on this side because it's not full, so I'm actually going to fill it back up to $300 because this is a fully funded amount is $300, and so then I'm going to shift this over actually on that side so then I know that it is full. And then of course Lucy's already full, so I'm not going to add anything to it. I didn't spend anything on her last month. My car repairs and replacement, I am going to add a little bit of money to that, so I'm going to take that up to $255. My clothing is, I'm taking it up a little bit more to $100 this month. Medical, I'm going to add $25 extra in there, and then my laptop, I'm going to take that all the way up to $450 because I am really trying to like push that amount just because I know that I need a new camera and I need a new external hard drive soon, and I want to make sure that I have plenty of money, and if my computer goes out I also want to have money to get a new computer if needed. So I mean, it won't be much, but I feel like I have enough that I can just about buy all of three of those things and be like safe, but I really want to push that one just because you can hear the fan. Like, this computer is not going to last long, so I'm just using it until it goes. And then I'm going to put a little extra in family time and take that up to $100. And you can see I've actually gone over, but that's because I'm taking some of the money from the extra change and taking that back down to there. So actually I guess it needs to be $541. So now these two amounts match. So this is my total from here, and then this is how much I will have in my sinking funds, starting with like what I have in there currently, what I am currently transferring over to that account, and what I would have total. So that is that amount right there. So that is my sinking funds for my extra money that I got to add to it. So I'm really excited that I was able to put so much to it. So there's that. And then next up, I'm going to double check my sinking funds, how much I want to have going towards what for next month. Progressive will stay the same. Gifts will stay the same. And Amazon Prime will stay the same, just because like I know exactly how much I need at what point in the year that I need it, so I know what I need to be putting in there. So that those don't change. My dues and racing license, I won't put anything towards those because they're fully funded. I don't really think that I'm going to change any of these, really. Car repairs, replacement, I keep it at $75. Clothing, I need to put at least $25 a month in there. Medical needs to be that much. I still need to get new contacts, but you know, I'll get there when I get there, I guess. Extra change, I guess that just kind of, that might change depending on, like, I just like even dollar amounts, which is why I put an extra change in there. Like, I don't like to put $75.43, like, I just don't like that. So I just kind of use the extra change so that everything else can be whole dollar amounts. And then as this builds up, then it eventually gets allocated towards other things. So it's just kind of a way to keep things even and not worry about like, oh, there's like 41 cents in this one fund, and it drives me crazy. So that solves that problem. I don't think I'm going to change anything right now. I might need to change extra change depending on how much I'll be spending up here, because I am going to be changing some things around up here. So now I'm going to go over my main budget. I keep this over here so that I know generally how much I would spend on each thing, as far as like, this is what I make in a month from just teaching. This is how much it comes to. So these two numbers should match right here, and they do. And so that's what I base generally on, but then I might need to spend a little bit more here or there depending on the month. So of course a budget is very fluid. It changes month to month, and we're going to go through and see what happens. So I give $25 a week to church. I wish I could do more, but that's what I do. This actually comes out automatically of my account every Saturday. So there were 5 Saturdays in September. There's only 4 Saturdays in October, so I can bring this back down to $100. My student loans, I pay a total of $574 a month towards my minimum student loan payments. I am currently in student loan default and getting my way out through the rehabilitation process, and so that amount is automatically withdrawn, and I do not pay extra currently right now because I'm hoping that once they're out of default, there will be several fees and add-ons that will be taken off of my account. Someone that I talked to led me to believe that, and I'm not 100% certain, but I'm waiting to pay extra on my student loans once they are out of default and no longer like in trouble. So and then of course I have a separate savings for that if you have not been following me. I put into, it comes out of a separate account that they take that money out of, and I put in $600 a month, just a little bit of extra, and I have a little extra in there cushion wise. Here, let me show you. So this is my student loans account. Currently, I have $1,134 in there as a cushion, just in case they ever take extra out, even though they're not supposed to. And so far, this is, I think, month 9, and they have never taken extra. So I just like having a cushion to feel better about that. And then they take out $500. There's 3 separate ones, but total it is $574. And then this is what I would have if I didn't put anything in there. And so that is that account right there. I do just round it up to 600. It just makes it easier for me to think about, and it gives me a little extra cushion. So I like that. I have a goal every month of at least $800 going towards savings. This savings is specific for future student loan payments. So that's what this account is for. And oh, I forgot that that was right there. I didn't have to go all the way down there to show you how much was in that account. But in that account currently I have $7,500, and after September, so that's really good. This is a bare minimum goal. Most of the time I am able to put more than that. So 800 is just the minimum. I usually strive for 1,000 just to have round numbers. So anyway, I have an extra checking account that is half of my emergency fund. It has $250 in there. I don't ever add anything to it. That's just half of it. And it is part of my Capital One accounts. It's just kind of like a way to easily access my savings accounts that I have through Capital One. And I use that because they are interest bearing, and even the checking account is interest bearing, although I only keep $250 in there, so I earn like 4 cents a month. It's not much. But the other accounts, my savings account and my sinking fund account, they do actually accrue interest, and it's a good amount, and so it grows each month. Although once I start making extra payments on my student loans, it won't grow that much. But anyway, that's what that account is. I have an additional checking account. I just have $100 sitting in there right now. That account I got, let's see, back in May, because it was a promotion where if I put $100 in there, they gave me $100. And then if I used that card so many times within so many days, then I got $100. And so what I did is I just kind of used that account and made sure that all of my purchases came from there, but I tracked it just like I always had in my budget, and I ended up getting a free $200. I am keeping that account open and just still have that first initial $100 in there, just because I might need a separate account for paying student loans in the future once they're out of default. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just kind of leaving it there for right now. My sinking funds, of course, this total comes from down here, what's been added. And then I have HP Instant Ink. It's a ink service that you get. It's shipped. They ship you ink, and you can print so many pages, color or black and white, doesn't matter. And as a teacher, it is a lifesaver. So I'm actually hoping that I can lower this plan. I actually have a special plan that you have to request. They don't even have this amount on the website. I pay $15.89 for 500 pages, and you get 500 up to 500 rollover pages too. So if I don't use them for a few months, then I can actually print 1,000 pages in 1 month. So that's a lot of pages, and I'm hoping that I can lower that actually soon, just because our school just got color printers. Now, we've been instructed not to go crazy and do too much, but a little bit here and there could actually alleviate some of what I pay, and maybe take this down. Instead of paying $15 a month, I can pay more like $10 a month. I don't know. I'll have to see. Well, I'll just have to wait and see, like another month or two. But for right now, it's going to be $15.89. My Verizon bill is $53.07, and that doesn't change. Netflix is $10.99. That doesn't change, and I definitely enjoy Netflix, and it is worth the $11 to me to have it. I would not pay for cable, but I do like having Netflix. And then gas. This is one that I put over in my notes that this needs to go up for the month, because I will be working at Keeneland Racetrack. It's about an hour drive one way, and that's a lot of gas. I only work on the weekends, and so 2 days a week I'm driving an hour one way to work. It is well worth my time, because I get paid almost $20 an hour, and I can make tips, and so it is definitely worth the wear and tear on my car, and definitely worth the extra gas. I'm not really sure exactly how much gas I'm going to need, but I'm just going to estimate $150. That's like 3 extra gas fill-ups. So hopefully I won't go over that, but if I do, I know that, it's worth it, and I'll have the money that I'll need. Groceries, that's another one that's in my notes that I need to change the amount of. This amount actually used to be $50 because I really don't buy groceries here at home. That my parents and my brother do that, and I just kind of eat what they buy. But I do buy a lot of groceries for myself to eat at school, like breakfast and lunches at school. I also have to buy the snack for my students in my class. I do get reimbursed for that. I'm still learning how much I need to spend on groceries. I feel like I need to up this just a little bit. I think I'm going to up it up to $125 because I did go over last month. But I was also establishing snacks, so I started out with nothing in my cabinets. I was establishing food for myself at school because, you know, it had been the summer and there was nothing there, and plus we had like some extra things that we did, and we are going to have some extra things next month too. I kind of feel like I should put $150 for this, but I don't know. My teaching budget is $100 a month for anything that I need for teaching. This used to be $150 and I have lowered it down to $100. I'm still experimenting, seeing if I can stay within that budget, so I'm going to keep it at $100, but I'm really hoping that I can rein in that spending. Restaurants, I feel like this needs to be upped a little bit just because I will be on the road a lot, and I will be working on the weekends instead of at home, and so I will be out more. So I'm going to raise this up to $75, but typically what I am able to do is use tip money from Keeneland to pay for the extra food. So I'm hoping I can do that and not spend extra on restaurants, but I cannot depend on tips because it's not like most people don't know that they can tip us. We just can be tipped. So sometimes I'll make like nothing, and sometimes I'll make, you know, like $25-30 in a day, so just in tips. So it just depends on the day, and it depends on who's at your window, and all of that. So spending $85, I feel like I can probably lower this. I had raised it used to be $60 and I had raised it up to $85 just to give myself some cushion because I had lowered my teaching budget, and I spent very, very, very little this last month. If you want to know how much I actually spent on everything in September, I will be posting my budget update next week, so look out for that. I feel like I should lower it though, because right now I'm $125 over this right here, because this is my base income. I know that I will be making several $100s extra, so like I don't know if I should lower it or not. I think I'm gonna leave it there and just hope that I don't spend over it, just to leave that extra cushion in there for my teaching supplies that I might end up going over. I really don't want to, but sometimes I need certain things for school, and I just have to buy it. So I think I'm just gonna stay $125 over, knowing that I'm going to make, at the very minimum, I'll make $400 extra. So I think being $125 over for the month is not that big a deal. So that is it. That is my budget setup for October. If you would like to know how I did in September, like I said, that will be posted next week, and the best way to catch that is to subscribe and click the bell for notifications, and also don't forget to like and leave me a comment below. Let me know how your October budget is shaping up. I will see you in the next one. Bye.